Okay, this is a video response for A. Stinner. I told you that I'd look into trying to help you out with making a campus board, so I decided to lay everything out for you and show you just the specifics of how I did it. So, this right here is my campus board. I'll try and step back enough so you can see it. It's one directly from the video, and what I have here is, I'll go over here to the side so you can see, is taking a look at this. I believe this is a 15/16, possibly a 13/16 plywood. So it's just a 4x4 hunk. As you can see, it goes all the way over there, then all the way down. 4x4 hunk, and for the back of it, all I did was I made a simple 2x4 frame in which I screwed the frame together and then laid the board on it without any of the rungs, and then screwed it in. So you can see, like, one of the screws is right there, and just screwed it in around the periphery. And then what I did was I grabbed hunks of 2x2, and then I cut them to length. I knew that this was 48 inches across, which means I could have 3 sections of 16 inches apiece. And what I did was I just made different rungs, measured them out, and I screwed them in. For these ones I used 3 screws. I probably should have used 4 now that I think about it, because this one doesn't have a lot of wobble, but some of the ones that I have most of my force on, they actually wobble a lot. And what I did was I lined the back side of them with liquid nails and then pressed it on and then screwed them in. That way, you know, it helps out quite a bit. And then these guys right here were just 1x2s, and I didn't have to do any cutting whatsoever. I just chopped them up in pieces and then put them right on there. I didn't have to worry about any width or anything like that. These guys right here are just leftover 2x4 that I basically just screwed on to make diamonds, and that was that. These guys, I took my standard 16-inch length 2x2s right here and chopped them in the middle and then just made angles. Okay, and then these ones over here, I just made a little bit shorter than 16 inches. I think these are all a foot in length, and I just made different lengths of them, or different angles, to go all the way up to add a little bit of spice to the whole mix. Okay, so that is that board, and like I said, liquid nails on the back and then screws on the front works really well. Okay, on to the next video. Okay, also where to drill the holes on the board. I have the top hole right here, and then I have the bottom hole down here. Okay, so just in comparison to the whole board. I don't have it all the way up at the top and all the way down at the bottom, although you could do that if you want. Okay, so now for the support structure, which you're probably wondering about the most. Here is the support structure. Let me try and back out of it right here. This part that I'm looking at right here, this is the base. This is the backboard that I connect the board to, and then this is just one of the support beams. And like I said, these guys right here, this one and this one, are both 2x6x8 footers. And this guy, I'm not really sure what it was for the base. It was probably a 2x6x8 footer, and I just cut it to length. Now, to take a look at this, all I did was I drilled holes in so that they match, and then I put carriage bolts through it and just tighten them up with a crescent wrench. And now as you go up here along the board, you'll see that I have another hole right here and another hole right here. Now these 2 holes are where I connected the board to, but I used the top hole as well to be part of the support. That way I didn't have to use too many carriage bolts, and you know, it wasn't necessary to do anything like that. That way 2 supports for each side, and then this support guy comes all the way down here to the base, and then I have a hole drilled right here, and then you'll also notice in the base I have a hole here and a hole here. That way this one was a little bit easier angle, and this one was a little bit more aggressive angle once you start getting a little bit, you know, more testy to see how you want to make it work. Okay, you'll also notice that the bottom of the board is actually circled. I just basically took a skill saw and cut it at an angle. That way I knew that I wouldn't have a point coming out that would raise the whole thing up off the floor. I also did the same thing over here on this side for the back support, and I skill sawed that as well so it comes off. And now as far as it goes, here are 3 of the boards there's the other set of 3 for the other side. And basically just a really simple pattern. I recommend keeping the support board for the back, the one that you have the actual board to, keep that one straight. But these guys right here, you notice the baseboard's on top there, but it's on bottom there. That way you have a little bit added support and you don't have to add any more boards. Makes a little bit of triangular structure and you basically have full support for your board. So I hope that's everything that you need. I don't have any pictures of the carriage bolts, but they're pretty simple. You saw the size of the hole compared to my finger. My finger doesn't go down in it, but it's pretty close. So just imagine a carriage bolt the size of your finger and pretty sizable in length. You know, measure out the boards and see what you need, but you should be pretty good. Overall, the whole price, a little bit over $100, but not much.